Gipsy Hill School is a brand new 8th form of entry secondary school with 6th form opening in Lambeth in September 2017. Our 8 primary schools provide an exceptional education for their children. Parents have told us that they've struggled to find good secondary school places for their children. We know that the results that we achieve at primary are not continued into secondary, and this needs to change.
My daughter started nursery here in 2010, and for me it was always the possibility that when she came out in 2016 that there would be a deficit of secondary places. So how do you then think about the continuance of education? For me, it was simple. We approach our senior leadership team to ensure that we can continue that. I'd seen firsthand a primary school that had been pulled up by its bootstraps. The emphasis on passion, the incredible teaching staff that we have in our Federation of Primary Schools has made that really possible. So moving that journey forward for secondary just makes, again, more sense.
The most striking thing that happened to me in my first week at the Federation was when I walked into a Year 5 classroom at Elmwood Primary School and I saw some student work. And my first thought was, I've seen this before, I've seen this work in secondary schools, and I know that people will be doing this work in Year 7 and Year 8 up and down the country. It's really challenging being a secondary school teacher. It's really hard working with Year 7 because you don't have the information you need to know what they know already and what they don't know. What is so exciting about Gipsy Hill School is we're going to be able to tap into that information already. We're already planning a curriculum and planning to work with these teachers so we know these children inside out from day one. And if we can really hit the ground running, well, that is really, really exciting, and it means that we can get rid of any unnecessary repetition, and it means that this school is just a really exciting thing for me to be part of.
My favourite thing about the open day was the science, because we did lots of fun experiments and I learned things that I had never learned in primary school.
I think it's a really good opportunity to feel what it's like to be in secondary school, and it made the jump a lot easier.
I feel that what we did made us all feel a lot calmer.
If you go to the Gipsy Hill School, the teachers will know about you. You learn a new stuff.
I enjoyed it because we get to move from class to class. One class was to do your work, to do literacy, and then another class to do maths, science and English.
I felt very grown up because I didn't know how it was going to be. There was lots of variety on subjects that looked really fun. It made me feel really comfortable and really encouraged.
When people talk about education, they often talk about class sizes and keeping them small. And actually I'm really excited that we've worked out a staff structure that means that we know we will be able to deliver class sizes of an average of 24, which is far smaller than many schools in the UK. And we're also going to be able to offer tutor groups of just 20. It means that we've got one adult who's a single point of contact to 20 children, 20 families, and they stay being that single point of contact throughout that child's secondary school career. And the fact that we'll be able to make that happen is really, really good news for students and for teachers as well.
I've spoken to a lot of parents who've told me that when it comes to secondary school, it feels quite impersonal, both for them and for their child. We'll avoid this at all costs at Gipsy Hill School. One way we'll do this is through our tutoring system. Each child's tutor will know them incredibly well. They'll see them every day, and they'll be responsible for making sure they flourish into the kind of young adults who are ready to go on and take on the world.
Our curriculum is going to be broad, it's going to be balanced, but it's going to be highly academic. And from Year 9, students will have the chance to take their GCSEs and start their GCSE curriculum a year earlier than most schools, and we're going to do that to allow for a level of breadth and depth that we wouldn't get. And we're going to make sure too that our students study, almost all of them study at least 8 GCSEs, so that's one more than the national average, and that many of our brightest and most academic students will take many more than that so they can go to the very best universities.
Too many schools have failed to keep up with the reality of modern life, and that means that they've failed to really engage with parents who are, of course, very supportive and want the best from their child's education. Gipsy Hill School will be different. An example of this is our parent app. Using this, parents will be able to check timetables, homework and get key messages for the day ahead. In addition, our pupils will be able to access our learning support service, which starts in the morning should they wish to come in early, and also offers them an after-school, quiet, calm space where they can have support to complete their homework to a high standard. Building a brand new school takes time, but we're delighted that Gipsy Hill School will open in brand new, purpose-built facilities in a safe, quiet, leafy location from the very first day. This means that we'll be able to focus on the most important thing, teaching and learning, so that our children are successful right from the start. We have meticulously selected brand new equipment to support our curriculum. So music, DT, science and IT, everything will be state of the art. All children have the right to be safe in education and free from disruptive behaviour in their classroom. I'll make sure at Gipsy Hill School that we protect that right. We won't be a school that shouts at children or coerces them into doing things, but when children do get it wrong, we'll make sure that they have an opportunity to reflect on their mistakes so they can make better choices in the future. We call this the Gipsy Hill Way.
How do we know that this is actually going to work? Well, we know because we're going to continue what the Federation do already. We're going to continue to have sky-high expectations. We're going to continue the ethos as well, the really strong sense of community that the Federation has developed, and continue that into a secondary school. And it's also about an environment where learners can learn and teachers can teach really, really well. Above all, I think the secret of Gipsy Hill School is going to be that we work together. We're going to be working with primary colleagues to make sure we know our children really, really well. We're going to be working with our students and our parents to evolve the school together. And we're going to be a community and a school that listens and shapes a school that will change lives for generations to come.
Our motto is Chasing Horizons because we want our students to go on and become whoever they want to become. What's really important to me is that all of our students can go on and lead exciting and fruitful lives, and so we're building a school to enable that to be possible. I'm looking forward to working with you to make this happen.